Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. We are also live on DSTV channel 363. My name is Frema Adunyame.
And I am Bobbie Osei. Coming up.
Nigeria's federal government angry with Ghana over what it describes as incessant harassment of Nigerians in Ghana.
The Greater Accra Regional Minister promises to consult stakeholders, including the Lands Commission, to bring a lasting solution to the land dispute in Domfase. Meanwhile, the soldiers who besieged the town have left. We bring you a report from the community.
Also coming up, residents of Adunyame in the eastern region demonstrate over poor road infrastructure and threaten sitting MP Obiamwa of dire political consequences if their problem is not addressed.
How can he be an MP for this community for 16 good years and no development activity can be seen here? That is why we have stopped going to work today, to join in, because we are all residents of this community and we want the road fixed and fixed.
As most residents in Greater Accra disregard wearing of nose mask in public places, fear heightens over possibility of a spike in COVID-19 cases.
Drinking out, drink it out. Alone on you on missing. And you are close to my tail. Sunny ever out there, ever out. By me no, but no say ever.
And later, we will tell you all about Citi TV and Citi FM's informative election programming, Voters Diary, which starts on 1st September. Now, in our first story, the Nigerian government has issued a stern warning to Ghana that it will no longer tolerate harassment of its citizens in Ghana.
Now, this, according to the government, follows the closure of shops belonging to Nigerians in Ghana, among other unfair treatments they alleged.
Now, in a statement issued by the Information Ministry of Nigeria, it appealed to its residents in Ghana to exercise restraint as the government works to resolve the crisis. Here are excerpts of the statement.
The Nigerian government is deeply concerned about the incessant harassment of its citizens in Ghana and the progressive acts of hostility towards the country by Ghanaian authorities and will no longer tolerate such. The federal government has been documenting the acts of hostility towards Nigeria and Nigerians by the Ghanaian authorities. These include demolition of the Nigerian mission's property located at number 1921 Julius Nyerere Street, East Ridge, Accra, another serious breach of the Vienna Convention. Closure of shops belonging to Nigerians. Over 300 Nigerian shops were locked for 4 months in Kumasi in 2018. Over 600 Nigerian shops were locked in 2019, and currently over 250 Nigerian shops have been locked. Residency permit requirements for which the Ghana Immigration Service has placed huge fees far higher than the fees charged by the Nigerian Immigration Service. These include a compulsory non-citizen ID card, $120 and $60 for yearly renewal. The federal government would like to put on record the fact that even though over 1 million Ghanaians are resident in Nigeria, they are not being subjected to the kind of hostility being meted out to Nigerians in Ghana. Nigeria has time after time demonstrated its fertility to the long cordial relations with Ghana, but indications, especially in recent times, are that Nigeria's stance is now being taken for granted and its citizens being made targets of harassment and objects of ridicule. This will no longer be tolerated under any guise. In the meantime, the federal government wishes to appeal to its citizens resident in Ghana to remain law-abiding and avoid engaging in self-help despite their ordeal.
Now, some residents of Adunyame in the Kwapim South Constituency in the eastern region have demonstrated over the deplorable nature of roads within the area. According to the demonstrators, who numbered about 500, they have been neglected by their MP, Obiamwa, for far too long. Now, Citi News' Tema correspondent Elvis Washington was with the demonstrators and has more in this report.
Adunyame is a small community within the Ekuapim South District in the eastern region that shares boundary at the southern part with Oyibi in the Greater Accra region. It is estimated to have a population of about 4,000. According to residents, a journey from Adunyame to Ebri should last about 15 minutes, but due to the bad nature of the road, it takes them close to an hour to travel on the stretch to Ebri. Clad in red, the residents wielded placards with inscriptions that expressed their frustrations. To them, they have been taken for granted for years, and this time round, if they do not see development, they will either not participate in the coming election or possibly show their MP, Obi Amwa, the exit.
We have hit the street because we think that we've been neglected for too long. This community is just very close to Accra, and our road network, which is the main thing for which we are demonstrating, is very bad. Our MP has been an MP for 16 good years and is contesting to go for the 20th year. Yes. And nothing has been done in this community. Not only this community, but even adjoining communities ahead. Yes. This road for which we are demonstrating, moves from Oyibi through Adunyame to Ebri to Koforidia, Bosu and all those things. A very economic, a very potential economic road.
Since we live in the community and we all have property here, we want the place developed. So we also know that this is a very strong MPP stronghold. We have consistently voted for this government. Now that our government is in power and he says that this is the year of roads, we also want a share of the national cake, because this is the year of roads. If not now, then when? If not this action, then what? Because the MP happens also to be a deputy minister. So how can he be an MP for this community for 16 good years and no development activity can be seen here?
The leadership of the group led the demonstrators to march from Oyibi through Adunyame to Ebri, where a petition was submitted to the district chief executive of the Ekuapim South District Assembly. The road, which spans about 20 kilometers from Oyibi through Adunyame to Ebri, has some abandoned culverts on the stretch. Residents alleged the road was awarded on contract by the NDC under the Cocoa routes, but the contract was terminated by the NPP government upon assumption of office. But the DCE for Ekuapim South, Frank Edu, who corroborated the claims made by the residents upon receiving the petition, asked the demonstrators and residents of Adunyame to exercise restraints, as the said stretch of road had been re-awarded for work to begin soon.
We've engaged government. The road has already been captured by the highways. It has been awarded on contract. So maybe latest by the close of the year, we know that construction will commence. But what they don't understand is that they feel everything should happen today. But look, they have several challenges, but all of it will not be solved in a day. That is one thing that I want each and everyone to understand, that development is a process. It doesn't come one day.
However, some of the demonstrators said they are still not convinced with assurances given by the DCE.
We are not listening to that. What we are saying right now is no road, no vote. We want to see a full action on our roads. Now what we want is they should bring the machine, they should bring the contractors, they should start the road, then we'll be satisfied with what they are doing. But if they don't bring their machines, they don't bring the constructors, and they just give us a piece of paper to show that they are going to do the road, we are not listening to that. So we get a proper response for what they are doing. We will stay here till we are satisfied with what we are doing. No road, no vote.
To them, they do not want rhetoric, but this time, action. For Citi News, my name is Elvis Washington reporting from Ebri.
Well, back here in the Greater Accra region, there are fears of a spike in COVID-19 numbers as most residents have abandoned the wearing of nose masks in public places. Now, even though Ghana currently is recording low cases of coronavirus, the situation in Accra is a worry to health authorities. Now, during a visit by Citi News' Ni Ayikwe Okan to some parts of Accra, many were seen either not wearing a nose mask or wearing it inappropriately. The following report has more.
The Ghana Health Service has expressed concern with regard to the low compliance with the wearing of the nose mask directive. Now, according to a survey conducted by the service, only 14.4% of the people within the capital adhere to the nose mask wearing directive. This, according to Ghana Health Service, poses a challenge to the fight against the virus. We set out to some parts of Accra, particularly Circle, Agbogloshi, and then the Central Business District, to find out from people why the neglect of the wearing of the nose mask, and this is what they had to say.
These days, Yareno sent Yareno, so these days, send me Yareno cry and through and Timihu. So, anything nose mask in a Jaisha. So, I sent Yareno Saya Koso. In Bimu say, and Kremimu say, and throw. So, anything these days, Yareno and San Saya Koso. So, anything, you have brand new nose mask in them and them.
Nose mask in Shayamedi. Because even Mesha mean to me, whom crown my common in Ayamia, and in Mention. Yes, a baby. Yamidi. No, Adunyame biano on Suroshi. Mimi Jinyamidi to me, and Yadia Miss Arabia.
Wow, eh, Bamona. Yana can work a canto a fence. Nim Agbanon Casanima Munimo de Pue, Mumo de Cotoba, Mumo call Moy, Saneba out. It's Adeba me. Ora, no one will drinking out. Drink it out. Alone on you on mission. You are close to myself. Sunny ever out there, ever out. By all me, no, but no say ever fine.
Per our observation, some people had the nose mask under their chin, while others also had them in their pockets. They also give reasons for these actions.
I say, Yeko, can't touch on the meal. Can't if you can't chick a bash if you see the more asthma. Ban, a wakant mateni kwenda sawacha benji kula bona fe ni mafe free ni ndeshi akeba mbukeba shini ba mi wojala efet mo hit na chanchan o njie infoshi wakanji wojala nta masama weku.
Meanwhile, the National Commission for Civic Education says it will intensify public education on the wearing of the nose mask to help in combating the virus.
We are still educating on wearing the mask properly. People have assumed that, well, I should own a mask. But we say it's beyond owning the mask. It's more about wearing the mask and not just wearing it anyway, but wearing it properly. So our engagement continues to be on wearing the mask properly, because there's clear scientific evidence that wearing the mask actually arrests the spread. And so when people understand that better, I think we'll do even better in our case count. And so we want people to know that you must wear your mask and wear it properly. In as much as we urge people to wear the mask, we also educate them to understand that you cannot pick and choose which protocol you should adhere to. We must do all of it together. It must be a holistic approach in order for us to win the fight. So wearing masks has been critical, particularly in public spaces. I know we've seen certain public spaces where people have total disregard for the protocols, and I'd like to use this medium to urge the security agencies to step in and support the NCC in this regard.
The Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council says security agencies in the region have not relaxed the enforcement on the mandatory wearing of face masks. The council has observed that although there is a decline in COVID-19 cases in the region, the wearing of a mask remains mandatory and must be adhered to by all. Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah made these remarks after he handed over vehicles to police and military commands in the region to help in their operations. Citi News' Ashanti Regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
After government eased some COVID-19 restrictions, the majority of the public paid little or no attention to the mandatory wearing of the face masks. In the Central Business District of Kumasi and the Central Market areas, for instance, most people do not wear their masks except when they are using facilities like the banks and buildings of other government agencies.
The people around me, there's not all of them wear the nose mask. So when I wear it, I feel so safe. Yeah, as I feel so shy.
Well, with the issue of the virus, it's not in the sense that, we think that the virus is not there. It exists. But one reason we are not in a mask is that sometimes we even forget to put on the mask.
Local assemblies have expressed concern over the trend and admitted it had become difficult to enforce the wearing of the masks as the public believed the pandemic was dying down.
Generally, Ghana is finding it difficult, right? Because it is not our style. The protocols, washing your hands and all that, it is not our style. It is a new lifestyle. So people are finding it difficult to get used to it. But then they are also try as much as possible. When we came here, you see everybody is wearing, not that we are comfortable with it, but we have to.
People don't want to wear it. People will tell you we are not comfortable, we can't breathe and do all those things. So, yes, we are enforcing, but then there are a few people out there who you meet and they will give you excuses that they are unable to, they are not wearing it. Or sometimes when and if you prompt them, then immediately they will pick it up from their pocket and or bags and put it on. So again, we are appealing to everybody to remember that the COVID is still here with us.
At a short ceremony to hand over vehicles to police and military in the Ashanti region, Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah said security agencies will continue to ensure the mandatory wearing of the face masks and compliance to other sanitation laws within Greater Kumasi.
2 to the police and 3 to the military. They are going to use this one in helping implement the COVID directives within the region. Besides that, it will assist us in handling sanitation issues too. So they are not only going to use it for COVID activities, but also for sanitation activities. So that as they drive around, if they find people who are not wearing the face masks, then they will take action against them. Additionally, if they find people littering around, then instantly they will give them some work to do. That is why these vehicles have been given to us. It's going to help us a lot because we have problems with vehicles. Anytime we want the military or the police to take some activities for us. What Zoom Lion through the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has done is of great importance to us in our marching forward in ensuring that the city is rid out of filth, and also to ensure that people cooperate with us and then wear the face mask anywhere they go. So we are grateful to them.
From the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, Hafiz Tijani for Citi News.
Still on the pandemic, Deputy Minister of Health Dr. Bernard Okoboy says the public should strictly adhere to the wearing of nose masks as a way to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Now, according to him, everyone must observe the precautionary measure until President Akufo-Addo, through his address, says otherwise.
Now, his comments follows a statement from the Ghana Health Service that says that 14.4% of the population in the Greater Accra region puts on nose masks on a regular basis. There is more in this report.
Speaking to Citi News after the launch of a foundation to support the aged called the 60 Plus Foundation, Dr. Bernard Okoboy says the public must be aware that no vaccine has been found for the novel virus. The Ghana Health Service has revealed that most people are letting their guard down, though the pandemic still persists. GHS indicated that, per its survey, the number of individuals who wore nose masks kept dropping. To buttress the concerns by the service, Dr. Okoboy noted that complying with the protocol was the surest way to protect oneself from the virus and stay safe.
We must take the preventive tools seriously and cherish it, because that's what will keep us out of danger. If you don't do that and you fall ill, you might survive. But if you fall in the category, the 0.5%, who lose their lives, it will be a big loss. And we can't afford to lose any individual in this country. So let's avoid deaths that are in quote avoidable. Let's put our mask on. We are doing well as a country, but we don't want to retrogress. Any one individual who fails to wear their mask is pushing us back, can actually undo all our gains. And that is why the wearing of mask must be taken seriously. We are wearing masks until His Excellency has addressed us through his fellow Ghanaians address that mask wearing is either mandatory or should be stopped. But until that happens, all we have now is the mask, the space, and the sanitizing, the hygiene protocols. Do that, and by the grace of God, you'll be out of harm's way.
The Member of Parliament for Lejakuku further disclosed the motive behind the formation of the 60+ Foundation.
Today's program actually witnessed the launch of the 60+ Foundation, which is more or less an NGO or a foundation that wishes to support the welfare of the elderly retirees, those who are 60+. And I'm privileged to and happy to say that we use the day in memory of my own mother, who passed 7 years ago on the 28th of August, 7 years today. And we use the foundation in its launch to support her classmates, which is those who finished basic school. They call it, they have a term they use, is it San 6, in 1966. And about 45 members who are in that particular year group came for the program. You know, prior to the launch of this foundation, I had what we refer to as the Okoboy Skill Support Program. What this program does is to support workers with tools for their work.
Some traders in Adum in the Kumasi metropolis are protesting a planned demolition of a building by National Disaster Management Organization NADMO in the Ashanti region. The building in question houses shops belonging to the traders. Now, according to NADMO officials, the building located in the central business district of Kumasi has developed deep cracks on its walls and is showing signs of an imminent collapse. The shop owners say they will not be able to meet the 2-week eviction given to them by the NADMO. Citi Newsroom's Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani again reports.
The emergency response team of the National Disaster Management Organization NADMO in the Ashanti region said it had undergone a thorough assessment of the building, which housed over 20 shops and other apartments located at Adum in Kumasi. The team indicated that it had discovered there were deep cracks in the structure which posed a danger to occupants and other users of the building. However, shop owners say they risk losing their businesses if the NADMO goes ahead to demolish the building.
This means and none now watching and they let anybody. Yajidi a sense. Abusia Penny and Kasan Kasa, Osei Budukuma Estate Family no Secretary, and no Kasai, and what brand new so. So, yes, in the Ghana in NTS, if fear a woman fear, and Womodiama, woman's in the Tia, Yadaika, Emma Womo, this year, yet 2 years, yet Yako Ghana Commercial Bank.
These shop owners are appealing to the government and other authorities to step in to save their livelihoods.
I want Nana Akufo-Addo to come and help us in this situation because we don't have anyone. So we are pleading on Nana Akufo-Addo to come and help us in this situation.
I trap. Me promotional trap will be home. Moya daya ayadaya achia ebu akumunipa etinia yaka nyina say aban enkasa nkyira wo mu a ehyasie.
NADMO officials in the Ashanti region declined an interview with Citi News but confirmed the developments. They have indicated that they will go ahead to implement the recommendations from the findings of the emergency response team and thus urged all affected persons to cooperate with them. For Citi News, Hafiz Tijani reporting.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. We take a breather here. When we come back, we will tell you all about Citi TV and Citi FM's informative election programming, Voters Diary, which starts on 1st September.
We'll bring you more details on that as well as other stories when we return. Do stay.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrade, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrade Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries at rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
Whoa, what's going on, babe?
Have you heard of Wheel of Fortune?
No, what's that?
Register on betplanet.com.gh. Select Wheel of Fortune and win a prize.
What? Wait, I'm just gonna win a prize because I'm new?
Yes, but to win a prize, you only deposit 10 Ghana Cedi.
Before I win, I have to pay?
Really? So you're comparing 10 Ghana Cedi to an iPhone, an iPad, 25,000 Ghana Cedi? Eh? Would you me a drink? Okay, then spin. Wait, we are rich! We are rich!
It's good to have you back on the Citi Newsroom. Now, the Idras-Seche-Dumasi constituency of the Ashanti region is one of the key places to look out for in the December election, as a former member of parliament, who is also the current municipal chief executive, is staging a comeback against his 2016 opponent, an incumbent NDC MP. Now, being one of the 3 seats occupied by the NDC in the region, the incumbent MP is hopeful he will retain the seat based on the party's track record. Citi News' Fatih Aminu Ibrahim visited the constituency to assess the chances of the candidates.
The Idras-Seche-Dumasi constituency is predominantly a farming area. Since the Fourth Republic, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has won more parliamentary seats than the NPP. In the year 2000, the NDC's Samson Atakra won the seat. Again in 2004 and 2008, NDC's Alhaji Isifu Pangaba represented the party in parliament. The New Patriotic Party was, however, able to snatch the seats from the NDC for the first time in 2012 when Mohammed Salisu Bamba won in a close contest with the then incumbent, Alhaji Isifu Pangaba of the NDC. However, NDC's John Mahama won in the presidential with over 55%. The NDC attributed their 2012 defeat to internal wrangling that existed in the party. The NPP's Mohammed Salisu Bamba was not able to retain the seat in 2016 as he lost to NDC's Mohammed Bawa Brahima. Salisu is however staging a comeback and he is confident of winning the seat, banking his hopes on his MCE position. He says residents have seen and benefited from several developmental projects since he became the MCE. He says the 2020 election would be the best time to assess performance of the two parliamentary candidates since they have both been MCEs and MPs for the area.
I was expecting that whoever came after me should be able to do much more than I did. But unfortunately, if you come to this constituency, the person who came after me, I mean the current member of parliament, actually has not been able to do a quarter of what I did, and the people voted against me. And for that simple reason, I believe if it's the two of us contesting again, the people can judge from what both of us have been able to do for them during my tenure and during his tenure. And I believe strongly that the people are yearning for me to come back to continue what I did earlier on. You see, the interesting part about our election this year is that myself and my main contestant, I mean the NDC candidate, we've been MCEs and we've been MPs. So you see, here it's not about what you will tell the people that you will do. It is about what you've been able to do when you were given the opportunity. And comparing the records, I can see that my contestant is not a match. The business of I went to parliament and my government wasn't there, if you come here, that has been broken. Because when I was in parliament as well, my government wasn't there. It was then the era of John Mama, and I was a MPP parliamentarian then. Now my MP is from NDC and my government is in power. So I expect him to do at least up to what I've been able to do, but not less than what I did during the period. In any case, the common fund and all the other funds that I used to do those things have increased one way or the other. The people don't vote for nothing. The people of Idris Edumasa are yearning for development. Let me give you a clear example. When I was the MP, I was able to put up a TIPS compound, accident and emergency unit, provide ambulance for the constituency, furnish the office of the health directorate and the health. I've been able to do this within 4 years. The person who came after me, this is his fourth year, 3 months to election, he's not been able to put up one single TIP compound.
The incumbent MP, Mohammed Bawa Brahma, is also confident of winning the election. He believes that based on his track record as well as the NDC's efforts in driving development in the constituency, he would be retained.
A lot of developmental projects that you see in the constituency is as a result of the handiwork of the NDC, of which I'm a major player. I've been the municipal chief executive before. I extended electricity to about 54 communities. 54 communities. Aside that, we've built a number of schools in the community and in the constituency. Even just this evening, that's what I come in. We have a community library that was being put up by the assembly in Enyenesu. That has been abandoned by the assembly, but the concerned youth of Enyenesu have taken it up. I went and provided them with 15 packets of roofing sheets to roof it. This constituency actually has been an NDC constituency. And the year that he even won, that was in the 2012 elections, it was the NDC people out of, they were fed up. I mean, I don't know whether there was some feud. That was how come he got elected as an MP. Because if you look at the results, if you analyze the results, even our President John Dramani Mahama beat Akufo-Addo by over 5,000 votes, and he won with only 295 votes. It's an indication that it was the NDC people who voted for him, and the conditions that existed in 2012, it's no longer there. And I want to tell Salisu Bamba that as for him and Parliament, as far as maybe he will look for another constituency, as far as the Idris Edumasa is concerned, it is an NDC constituency. We have taken back our seats. It is not going back to the MPP.
Some constituents who spoke to Citi News expressed mixed reactions about the performance of the two candidates and their chances in the polls.
The MP and the MC, I think the MC is doing well. Comparing his last 4 years in Parliament and then now currently the MC, he did so many things for Edra in terms of he built an emergency unit for the Edra Government Hospital. He bought an ambulance for Adumase and then the Adura Constituency, and then so many things in terms of infrastructure. There are so many things that he's doing. Saying that I think the current MP is not doing anything that, to me, is helping.
As for me, comparing the two, I vote for the MC. I vote for the MCA because the MC, he's doing a great job comparing to the MP. Looking at the infrastructure ways, I learned Eshiayim, that's one of the communities, including the they've built 6-unit toilet for the community, and they are constructing their roads for them. They have not done much well, but they are doing well. The MC is doing well.
Development. Bawa. Oye Jumapa. No MC. Oye Jumapa. And as you say, Oye MP. But and I'm saying Yana Bane was unti. You who but MC now also no. Ejuma Oye no. I say yen shut down Hune Juma no sui. Enti difference room. Ono Oye MP first no. Oye Juma. Say Oye MC no. The Juma no ye who sui.
Apana dia ya to. Ye hu dia anya free mu. I decided to say, yeah, vote to you. Bosha or Muta Cantrano or Boshano or Mondiso or Bia Bar or can say or bar. No, I don't know, son, we bar or can't was son. And they say, I won't say, or more dada and tea, and yeah, dear, able to you.
Now, as the MPP Salis Bamba is seeking to win his seat back come December 7, 2020, the incumbent member of Parliament, Mohammed Bawa Brahma, has also vowed to retain his seat on 7 December 2020. Reporting from the Adura Setwedumase constituency in the Ashanti region, I am Fati Amini Ibrahim for Citi News.
Citi TV will kickstart its first election program, Voters' Diary, on September 1, ahead of the 2020 general election. The Voters' Diary was adopted after a competitor in the media landscape opted for the campaign trail name, although Citi TV has for many years, Citi has for many years covered elections under the said name. Head of Research Nathan Kwao is here with us to shed more light on the new program. Welcome to CNR, Nathan.
Thank you very much, Frema.
Right, so Voters' Diary starts on Monday.
Yes, September
Tell us
1.
more about it.
Well, yes, it's part of our coverage. I mean, as we've been doing this for years, we want to let viewers and listeners get a greater understanding of the elections and all the things that are related with the elections. So that's why this program came up. So from September 1, we'll be on every weekday, Monday to Friday, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. On Citi TV. Of course, will be hosted by Vivian Kailoko, and then we'll have a number of guests appearing very regularly. Bernard Avila will be the host of the Citi Breakfast Show. I will be there. Kojo Akoto-Boateng will be the head of new media and then head of current affairs. Godfred Akoto-Boateng will also be there. Selom Adonu will also be there, head of articles and features. And then we'll be diving into the elections, looking at all the things that matter when it comes to elections, all the things related, trending things, numbers, all the things will be covered on the Voters' Diary. And there's a radio equivalent, on Citi 97.3 FM from 1 to 2 p.m. Also, every weekday, Monday to Friday, hosted by Adunyame and Pedu. And then both programs will be repeated. So even though you have 1 hour live, if you miss out, don't worry, you'll get a rerun later that day of everything you may have missed out on when the live program was airing.
So we are starting on Tuesday, that's
yes,
September
1, yes.
Right. Tell us how long it's going to run for.
Well, it will run all the way through the elections until we have proper closure on who has won the polls, how the elections went. We will not leave our viewers and listeners halfway. We will not leave them hanging. We'll take it through to the very end. So when we know that the chapter on election 2020 in Ghana has ended. The last dot has been placed on that chapter, and then I'm sure we'll be putting a wrap on that. But that's further into the future. What we do know is that we are starting in September, taking our viewers and listeners all the way through all the constituencies, all the districts, all the personalities, everything they need to know, so that when the election day comes and you start listening to the analysis, you start hearing the votes, you start hearing the numbers, nothing is new. You get to understand why things are happening, and with all the knowledge we'll be sharing, you can probably sit in your house and probably make a call on who could probably win what and who will not be winning what. But it will be informative, it will be great, it will be done with heavy analysis, great input from our reporters, and you'll be sure that by the time we are done finally, you would have enjoyed the coverage, and it will beat any kind of coverage that any other media house will be offering during that period.
So you just mentioned that some viewers or listeners could call. So how interactive is it going to be?
It will be interactive, of course, through social. We'll share the various ways of getting in touch, either Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, all of that. Viewer comments, listener comments are extremely welcome. We love that. We love to know what they think. We love to hear their opinions. Some people even have great ideas that they may want to share with us, and we are not averse to these things at all. We'd love to hear from them. So as soon as the program starts, the usual numbers that they know will give them access into the program to bring their questions, contributions, comments, and any other thing they would want to add to make the program special.
Right, so as we bury campaign trail, what should viewers and listeners, have in mind when they hear Voters Diary?
Well, because all elections circulate around certain things, the vote itself, the personalities, and the voter. That's why we are calling our program the Voters Diaries, to let the voter know that they are at the heart and center of all the things we are discussing. It will be their issues, their MPs, their DCEs, their opinions, who they will vote for. Those are the things that will be forming a good part of what we'll be covering on the Voters Diary, which starts on September 1.
Nathan, thank you very much. We look forward to Voters Diary on Tuesday.
It will be fun, trust me.
All right, and so I've been talking to Head of Research, Citi FM and Citi TV, Nathan Obodai Kwao, and he is shedding more light on the Voters Diary, our election coverage program, which starts on September 1. That is Tuesday. Now, moving on, the Member of Parliament for Nabdam Constituency in the Upper East Region, Dr. Market Nawani, has warned Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the government to desist from claiming ownership of the emergency ward facility project executed at the Nangodi Health Post. The government's infrastructure tracker captured a 10-bed emergency ward at the Nangodi Health Center as an achievement. But speaking at a press conference, Dr. Nawani described the attempt by the NPP government to take credit for the project as unfortunate. There is more in the following reports.
The NPP government's infrastructure delivery tracker captured an emergency ward structure of the Nangodi Health Center in the Nabdam district and an ongoing construction of 1 kilometer Congo Soil Road as achievements of the government. But Citi News's checks at the facility shows that the 10-bed emergency ward project was executed in 2018 by the Nabdam Member of Parliament, Dr. Market Nawani. The emergency ward was to cater for patient surgery operations and other critical conditions. There was also no contractor working on the 16.5 kilometer Congo Soil Road contract awarded to Damit Enterprise. Our checks reveal that there is no such name called Congo Soy in the Nabdam district, but the road starts from Congo through to Bongo Soy in the Bongo district. Speaking at a press conference in Nangodi, Nabdam Member of Parliament, Dr. Market Nawani, described as unfortunate the seizure of MP's project as MPP's government achievement.
With this 135 or whatever billion that they have borrowed, or they've even added to our debts, they can't account for a single health structure within the 4 years. And when the Member of Parliament who represents NDC and who the laws of the country gives him 200,000 or so a year, bills, and also hope to use it to help him in his campaign, you are seizing the MP's project and adding it to yours on grounds that you gave the money. It's not you who gave the money. It's the law, it's the Constitution that said the money.
NDC Nabdam Constituency Communication Officer James Tenga chastised the NPP government of touting ghost projects as achievements.
From our checks, the NPP infrastructure tracker has captured the following as infrastructure projects in Nabdam. Point 1. Ongoing construction of a 1 kilometer road of Congo soil in Nabdam district. It is elementary knowledge to inform our brothers in the NPP that there is no such community in Ghana, let alone construction of a 1 kilometer road in any part of Congo. If this is not a lie, then what is it? The NPP should tell us.
In another development, the government delivery tracker also captured the construction of 120 affordable housing units in Pusunamogo in the Talensi district as ongoing. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia indicated that progress on the project was 20%. But Citi News's checks revealed that the project was a public-private partnership with Rocks Estates. However, after the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, cut sword for the project in November 2019, only portions of the site has been cleared and a path leading to the site constructed. Some few blocks, pieces of stones, half trip of sand, and a bulldozer can only be seen at the site.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. We're taking another break. When we return, the Greater Accra Regional Minister promises to consult stakeholders, including the Lands Commission, to bring a lasting solution to the land dispute in Domfase. Meanwhile, the soldiers who besieged the town have left. We'll share a report with you from the community.
We have the details plus many others coming up shortly. Don't go away.
Thank you, sir. Hello, my name is Samuel Ofori, a film actor and a film director. Because of the nature of my job, the taste for quality things is endless. Quality phones, quality laptops, quality TV sets. Let me show you my secret. Here is Franco Trading Enterprise. My secret for quality laptops, quality phones, quality TV sets, accessories, come on, external hard drive, pen drive, name it. For bulk purchase and retails, come to Franco Trading Enterprise. They'll reduce the price for you. Franco Trading Enterprise, home quality phones.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula and deep cleaning gel. Close-up deep action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath.
Hello again. Greater Accra Regional Minister Ishmael Ashite is promising to engage the Lands Commission, traditional leaders and other key stakeholders to find a lasting solution to the Domfase land boundary dispute.
Now, this was made known when he led a delegation which includes Gamanche King Takiteku Tree II and some other dignitaries to the area to dialogue with the chiefs and people of the community.
Now, before we bring you this, let's recap events leading to today's visit.
My major concern is that the people didn't ask anything. The leader didn't ask a question to find out what am I doing? Am I a criminal or what? I came here by my own. They didn't ask. What they do is that they just keep on beating me. Meanwhile, the leader came there and we inform you that we are not criminals. We didn't come there illegal. So if you have anything, exercise patient, lead us to the chief or wherever you lead us, then you continue. But they met us on the way and started beating us. Me, as you are beating me, I've not done anything wrong.
According to the Coalition of Greater Accra Communities, which comprises over 20 communities which share borders with the Eastern region, the Adunyame of Achim Apidwa and the Achim Traditional Council are taking their farmlands from them, hence the resistance that led to the violence that happened on Tuesday. Speaking to Citi News at a press conference, Divisional Chief of Obom Traditional Council, Nick Bako Amate, blamed the Ghana Armed Forces for getting involved in chieftaincy issues. One of the two military men who was assaulted by the angry crowd has been speaking to Citi News about the development.
Part of our work is that you give warning shot. When they stop, then the leader and our leader will sit down and talk. But this one didn't happen like that. They came to us, come and attack us, say that we came here voluntarily. We didn't come here by assignment. We are not soldiers. Master, as I'm telling you, I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I can show you my ID card. Your name and your command. I'm Asarado Clement. I'm in headquarters.
In fact, if you come to Domfase currently, it might be very difficult to even get a soul to ask anything. Let's go around and see how the place has been abandoned. The level, now it appears that people left in a rush. Okay, so this is some cauldron, just leftovers with water inside, and you see chairs. It appears cooking was probably even in session, or they had just finished eating, and people had just abandoned every chore they were attending to and have left. Right, so you see saucepans here filled with water, and from the look of things, it doesn't look like they are coming back anytime soon. Okay, so there is another earthenware here. Okay, so this is it. No activity. That is somebody's banku over there. Yeah, so you can tell that nothing really is going on here. There are no human beings here. Let me. Ouch! Whoosh. Just trying my luck to see if I could get somebody in here. Ooh, so I go. Right, so let's now bring you the visit of the regional minister to Domfase, where he promised to find a lasting solution to the dispute.
The delegation from the Ghana state, led by Gamanche King Taki Teiko Churu II, together with the Greater Accra Regional Minister Ishmael Ashiti, visited Domfase, where a boundary dispute between the coalition of Ghana communities and the Adunyame of Achim Apidwa erupted into a confrontation with some military personnel some days ago. The community was subsequently besieged by the military after two of their own were brutalized. Residents on the second day fled the area to other communities they considered as safe. In a meeting with the chiefs and people of the community, Greater Accra Regional Minister Ishmael Ashiti promised to ensure that the land is given to its rightful owners. The team also promised to consult the Lands Commission to ascertain who are the rightful owners of the disputed land. Speaking to Citi News, Greater Accra Regional Minister Ishmael Ashiti condemned the act, adding that both parties will be invited to find a lasting solution to the matter.
We have to go very deep and find out what the root causes, what happened, who instructed this to be done. There is a person who owns the land. Is this land for the Achim people or is for the Gans? We will see all this and come to a conclusion. Meanwhile, I've I'm going to discuss with the police to release those boys who have been arrested on bail, so that later we'll see what we can do about that. I mean, such things should not happen, and I'll brief the chief of staff about it, what actually took place. And like I said, I'll be meeting with the chiefs of this area to find a permanent solution to the problem.
Chief of Staff for the Simpe Stool, Ne Late Anom Tete, who speaks on behalf of the Simpe Stool, under whose jurisdiction Domfase and surrounding areas fall, say the stool will begin processes to dialogue with government over the issue.
And this is where we part company. You've been watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Remember that our website, citinewsroom.com, has more news updates.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Frema Adunyame.
My name is Bobbie Osei. It's been a pleasure coming your way.
Representing a country is no small